Okay, let me just read this here. This is a program that I want to start in the court system, and it's the reason I'm doing this video is to let the people know who I'm making this program for know exactly what it is. Okay, so I've got an email here that I sent to Congress and the court. I sent it to the Foreign Relations Committee, Senate Foreign Relations Committee, National Parks, FBI, a couple governors, the Supreme Court, and National Park people. Okay, this oh darn it, this is a program. Okay, let me read the email. Volunteers that I mentioned in the last email, where I talked about the Supreme Court Police Department and traveling agents that were to be paid to write reports on any subject for the court and the court's police department. Okay, I want the national forests to have gabion walls around them. The walls are to protect the animals and the people who live near the forests, and these walls are to help control and contain the problem. The problem is people attacking animals and animals attacking people. Okay? The volunteers could be paid to help construct these walls, could be required to complete online courses for other tasks, and could live in national park campgrounds at the proper legal capacities. What I'm talking about there is paying for the campsites. They can stay there while completing these requirements. Legal capacities in this case refer to time constraints imposed on guests at national forest campgrounds, meaning that you can't stay more than, I think it's, you have to check, each campground is different. Some will let you stay 2 weeks, some will let you stay a month, but each forest has like 3 or 4 different campgrounds. Some of the campgrounds are free of charge, but there's a limit to the amount of time that you have to stay there. Okay, now let's go on here. I want the animals to be given health checkups. I want them tagged with GPS tracking devices to be monitored at each park and paid by I want them to be monitored at each park by paid volunteers. I want flying drone feeding troughs, I have troughs, whatever, to be managed by the volunteers at each park for the animals, and so the animals don't starve to death and devour each other. To help stop, animal, okay. The tracking GPS tags on each animal are to be monitored at all times for animal safety, and all humane and appropriate services to all animals within the national parks are to be provided using the flying drone craft, tranquilizer pistols, and volunteers as required, normal and/or appropriate. I order as a federal judge that tranquilizer pistols be sold in all appropriate national forests, and that wherever bear spray is mentioned in these parks, the words tranquilizer pistol and an appropriate image of such are to accompany such words appropriately. Okay, so what I had here when I started the video, I said I wanted to explain that I wanted to explain the program I wanted for these people. Okay, so the program I wanted was, or that I want, is a program where anyone can volunteer to the United States Supreme Court Police Department to be a person that would travel the country and write reports on any subject that the court or any other authorized federal agency or department would want a report on. And the reason for that is because I've been involved in politics in Washington for a very long time, and these people don't know what's going on in the country. And so I wanted a program where they could have people who would travel around and be paid to write reports to be filed online to a centralized organization that could disseminate that information wisely and prudently. And so that's why it's with the court, the Supreme Court of the United States, and all that is needed for that is a Supreme Court order. That's the program that I have, and these people would be paid to travel, and because they are providing testimony to the court in a government proceeding or a court proceeding or a proceeding, they would be governed under U.S. Code 18 U.S. Code 1512, and they would have legal protection. So legal protection order, if necessary, that could be obtained through the website and sent anywhere in the country via email or fax machine. A fax machine is the wisest way to send it, because the email is people don't check the email, and it's kind of, you send email after email and people get upset with you. But so fax machine is the best thing, and I wanted the court to have a video to look over to understand exactly what it is that I was requesting or ordering, and they would be able to make that determination, because there's a communications problem, which is always, we've been over this time and again over the past 20 years or 30 years. There's a communications problem, and there are people interfering with those communications at whatever capacity, or I like that word, they're interfering with communications, and so I wanted it to be either online or quickly through some other means. And so it's electronic means. And okay, so that's the plan or the program that I wanted to be put in effect. Okay.